Hello, and welcome back. It's 5:20 Tuesday afternoon, sourcing video of which I'm going to go over yesterday's and today's. And there's a really good, might reach four solid digits for the value of one, which should sell at that or darn near close. So let's find out what I got yesterday. Of the three places, I'm just going to do this one here relatively quick. 249, $10, 7. So not even 20. I want to kind of start off with this here. 92.3 is a radio station out this way, Radio Cleveland. And it's a very interesting, I hope Brandon from Media Picker hears this, because this is who's on here. Breaking Benjamin, Papa Roach, Saliva, 3 Days Grace, Alter Bridge, Crossfade, The Used, Smile Empty Soul, and Off Der Mauer. Put on pause if you have to. Now, 92.3, like some bumper stickers and stuff have sold. This is just going to be the interesting one. It might be just a random giveaway for whichever reason to the more music lovers of this era, which is going to be maybe early 2000s. Papa Roach might have been late 90s. Saliva, late 90s. 3 Days Grace. So this might be right at that late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if that's exactly when this was printed, but that's who's on here. So if that's your jam, I'll figure something out to see if this will just be like a giveaway. Speaking of, still only have one comment on that, so whoever else is listening, if you're new here or not, the assignment is on the community post that's up. That just gives you the generic rules of what you have to do in order to be entered to win either a $50 eBay gift card, first place, second place, a $30 store coupon from my store, and third place, I'm going to figure something else out for that because Supply Hut's not really doing any coupons or vouchers or anything. All right. A lot of this stuff is just going to be $20-$30, if not some a little more. And this Brian Cairn, I want to say is like 35. The Incredible String Band, this might be closer to 40. Now this Matchbox 20 live at Blossom, somewhere down here shows Blossom. Does it read Blossom? No, Blossom. So Blossom is a outdoor music venue, and Colga Falls is actually right up the road, right up the hill from where we lived at when we lived down in Merriman Valley in Akron. So this is Matchbox 20 Slow Dream Tour 2023 live, and it's numbered 168 of 500. I had to go to Terapeak when I looked this up yesterday, and they're like $40 to $50. This is another one of those. So I typed in Air Visions, Air, or Active Industry Research, and some of this other stuff. Couldn't find anything specifically on this. However, it's featuring Lenny Kravitz. And it also has 23 new videos from the following artists, alphabetical listings of the videos: Ashanti, Kelly Clarkson, Howie Day, Good Charlotte, Green Day, Jay-Z with Linkin Park, Jet, Kasabian, Alicia Keys, The Killers, Lenny Kravitz, Avril Lavigne, Lil Jon, and East Side Boys featuring Ice Cube, John Mayer, John Mellencamp, Nivea, Outkast, Raza, Joss Stone, Story of the Year, Ruben Studdard, 3 Days Grace, Velvet Revolver. Oh, Velvet Revolver. Huh. So this is another one of those that's very interesting. It's going to be for that very specific collector that's looking for this kind of time frame of music to be in music videos and stuff. So I'm not quite sure, $30-$40 maybe. Let's about 15. This Wagner, just Wagner, is a multi-set. They are fairly clean, just these little parts down here are dirty. It does have the booklet, and this is like 30 bucks. More than 30 if I remember right. This was from Mayfield, which is usually where I get a lot of the more classical, the better classical stuff, such as like this and this box that was here in previous videos. And fortunately for that, I looked and I double checked before I sent out the item, and the item was not this that's in this box. So I went ahead and packaged it up, and then I look and I'm like, that doesn't seem right of what I'm looking at the picture. And then it wasn't, and I sent that one out, no complaints, right? So usually where I find these, mostly classical, this was the only thing. It's like a almost $30 book. And paperbacks there are $1.91. Walk Away Your Pounds, Walk Away the Pounds with Leslie Sansone. It is the ultimate one. It is sealed. These are like 30 to 40 bucks. This Rigoletto is again probably 40-ish. It's Nick Jr. Favorites, which is quite fitting because I had just sold one yesterday and I was talking about finding them sealed, and sure enough, that day I find one sealed. This one I'll put up for probably right around 80 bucks. The most recent has sold for 80, and Terra Peak they're anywhere from low 60s to over 80. So that was a good one for, I don't know, $2.49, whatever it was. So that was yesterday for about 20 bucks. There's that. Today is a small hodgepodge. So I went out to the BOA, and when I was at the BOA, for some reason, I kept getting this notification that the eBay server was down. So I just filled up the cart with a bunch of stuff, and I kept checking back. And in that VOA, I was like, you have to go all the way up pretty close or in the middle of the store to get good reception, at least with my phone. And it was still down, so I clicked on the Chrome, and then it kept saying I had no internet connection, which is weird. So when it did come on, because eBay was still down, I was just typing in the search bar, the item, and then going for shopping. And then I would click, and it would take me over to eBay, and I can look that way. And then from there, I would stay in eBay and just keep searching that way. For some reason, just hitting the app and bringing it up, it wasn't doing it. So I found a way around it for a little while. And then eventually, just hitting the camera and scanning barcode did work, but I couldn't go into my main landing page that would take me into Terra Peak. So there's a couple things in here I didn't pay much for that are just off the cuff. And where do I go after that? Oh, these are from the thrift world out there. Again, it wasn't resulting in solds or would let me go to Terra Peak. So this book, if I remember right, was like listed 40 bucks. Same thing, maybe this one was a little more. If they're not worthwhile, that's fine because it was 50% off there. And I didn't spend much at that store, 4 bucks maybe. No, $2.50. So if either of these two books are worthwhile, cool. If not, then all I paid was $2.50 for this DVD, which is about 25 bucks. Savers. No, we don't want to do savers. Let's do the actual BOA. All right, this is going to be kind of random. This is an interesting journal. It doesn't look like it's been used. It doesn't have any. Maybe one page might be torn out. This is made by Flame Tree from 2014. When I looked these up, things were coming up Flame Tree for Grimm's Fairy Tales or Grimm's Tales or whichever. So I didn't really find anything with the fairy. for the 99 cents. Was there a sale there? No, I don't think there was a sale. So for the 99 cents, oh, blue was on sale, blue and yellow. For the 99 cents, I paid, if it's a $30, $40 book, awesome. Two of these Tommy Emmanuel, $1.99. They're like $20, $25. I have another one right there. All right. All right, so I have these three. This Holy Bible, little pocket size, would have been $1. Not sure. Even if it's like 12, $15, it's still worth it. These Christian Workers Edition New Testament and Psalms were coming up for like $40. I wasn't able to hit sold. This smells oily. 1974 is this printing here, so even if it's $20, $30, still worth the buck I paid. This Book of Mormon, typically I wouldn't buy a Book of Mormon. Usually they're going to be blue. And speaking of, Book of Mormon and Latter-day Saints. So if you do a little religious history digging, you'll find out that I believe the guy's name is John Smith. He eventually had a founding, the founders, the original church of Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is in Kirtland, which is the next town over from me. And I want to say Latter-day paid Kirtland, the city, the little township, which if I leave here, and if I just go down center and follow that all the way past 90, go down the hill, take a right down the hill, and go up the hill, the church is on the right-hand side. I can get there in 15 minutes. And I believe Latter-day Saints bought that from the township of Kirtland for like $50 million, or maybe it was a lot more. Maybe it's like $100 million or something. I don't remember. It wasn't too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. It was all the rage out here. So I got this book mainly because of the year. The year is 1964, and it shows that it's a London press. Oh, we're going to have to go, 1964. The main copyright is 1959 by David McKay. McKay. Like Rodney McKay. If you understand Rodney McKay, we could be friends for a long time. But just make sure you bring your citrus with you. So I don't know about this book. Even if it's $20, still worth it. I couldn't look them up because it wasn't allowing me. Another one of the Tommy Emmanuel. This one is like $20. This is another book that I couldn't really look up. It's just interesting, the story of Wayside Inn. As ancient as the hostelry. 1988. This is the third windy day following 2 days of rain. Left of the horses, Henry Thoreau. There's a lot of pictures in here. Illustration. I mean, you could see, like on this edge, there's a lot of pictures. So I don't know what it is, but it is something interesting, Victorian-wise, historic. Don't know. But it looks, something very specific, the story of Wayside Inn. So I don't know. I picked it up just for that reason. Francis Pace. If you persecute us in one city, we must fly to another. Is the name of the chapter. So for $2, it's worth something cool. If not, boop, out it goes. This is a David Bowie Space Odyssey Ryko. So Ryko makes CDs. Probably won't be able to see it too well. Right here, Ryko. So Ryko is another one of those manufacturers of CDs of special and more limited, if you will. No barcode. It's still like $20. Sealed are. How about that? Our lips are sealed. Double entendre. It was like $30. Sealed Mirror Kate and Ashley Olsen DVD. It was like $2. And this guide to cigars is like $40. So at that very specific thrift store, I'm not going to try to give a comparison. I'm not going to try to give a comparison on the quantity of what they have. They don't have a lot, but if I'm just doing, especially since I'm filling up the cart, which the cart was filled up with like 100 items, but it goes pretty quick when you start getting used to when you're not getting away from scanning and you're hand typing. You just realize that all you have to do is just type in a couple of keywords. So I typed in this Habana's guide. I think it's all the more that I typed up, and I just tried to match it up to this, and there was a handful that came up matched up to this cover. Then there was that was $18.90 for all that. Now this is the Bible Incorporated Manna Creation called Guilt or Edge. The dedication page is filled out. This was a kind of a confusing, befuddling one. There are variations of kind of this that are out, but in full size. This is more like a pocket one with the little gold corner clip thing on it. Prices for a different rendition of this book are anywhere from $30 to over $100. For $1.49, I'll take my chance, even if it's a $20 book. They do sell quite a bit. A hidden mana creation. Was kind of striking out at Savers. I probably wouldn't have picked this up otherwise. However, this Ebkin's catalog, United States Coal Company store script. I don't know what it is, what all that means. Oh, there was some. So those are like the labelings. I think they're called taggerts, Taggerts, like the little circular tags that just have a nail hole in them, and you'll see things like that on telephone poles, and I think that's what they're called, as taggerts. But this is the second edition, volume 1. Other editions and other volumes do sell for right around $40. So for the $5 plus 20% off. So a beefier book, under 2 pounds, but still worth it to me. Rocks, Rivers, and the Changing Earth. This was like the first guide to geology. A first book about geology by Herman Schneider and Nina Schneider. I don't think there was a year on it. It's probably 1952 or 53, one of the two. It's more like a children's book by the size of the font. Still about $40. This was kind of a surprising one. 8080 and 8085. Old program scripting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought that I mean, this is $3. It's about a $30 book. Like $30. So, yeah, I was quite surprised when I typed in 8088, 8080 and 8085 assembly, and then I hit sold, and these came up for like $30 to $40. Quite surprised. Just a little old paperback. Never Cry Wolf DVD, clean with insert. Maybe it's not that clean. I just happen to see that gleam. It just might need wiped down. But that's like $25. All right. So by all those words, I have not brought up 20 minutes video. I have not brought up the higher end potential 4-digit item. So I'm going to do that right now. So this is Alcoholics Anonymous, and I sold one a little while ago. This is like $120, $130. No dust jacket. I think it was a newer year. So this is a 1948 12th print, and I sent a screenshot of the Terra Peak to my wife, and to come like, hey, if I find something that's really, really good, I'll send her a screenshot. I came back home just to make sure. I just typed in Alcoholics Anonymous and minused out a few other words and typed in 1948. Here's a Terra Peak screenshot. So it's a 1,000 with the dust jacket. No foxing on it for something that's 70 years old. It does have a little donated inscription on it. St. John's Hospital, donated by Charles Bernald, First West. Don't know what any of that is. You can see 1948 12. I don't see any other markings inside of it. So ones that have sold for like $2,000 were signed by the name I saw in Terra Peak was like Ruth something. So yeah, I mean that was a pretty good run. I mean, a lot of bread and butter. That's what I do. I go out and I just make those passes make the paths and the routes where I'm going to go. I did not go to one Goodwill just because I was knowing my time and when I would have to be where in order to get the boxes for the envelopes and stuff. And I got those for 2,000 of them for $200. So again, that was mentioned in this morning's sales video. But this one is it's probably going to be 23 minutes long. So for all the new people, thanks for coming in and listening. That's what this channel is about. That I want people to be able to understand, if you are a reseller, that you can just go out to these stores. I haven't really brought it up of late or of recent, but bring up where you're at, bring up where you want to go. Type in thrift stores near me. Take that map, peg, pin, whatever. Take that over to that area, expand out, type in thrift stores, zoom in, type in thrift stores, zoom out. Do that a couple times, find out where 4, 5, 6, or 7, whichever, and figure out the best route. So you can hit that many in any given day. Maybe just a Saturday that you're off, or you're done at doing something at 1 and you've got 4 thrift stores 20, 30 minutes down the road. You can hit those and that'll all accrue. If you're only getting a couple things, 1, 2, 3, 4 things from each store, and you come back with 800 or 1,000, you'll just get a little more better on what you want to look for, and you'll start making more money. And that's the point of this channel, is I want people to learn like this. It's not a difficult thing to go about. And then the the physical media is very easy to work with. and it's inexpensive and easy to picture, easy to store, easy to package, cheap to ship. I mean, the $1,000 book sells, yeah, I'm adding the extra insurance to it, but almost everything else is just real easy. It slips in a bubble envelope and out it goes. Most of the time, under 4 ounces. I think the highest is 480 so far that I've seen, and the lowest is 416 or 418 because I just shipped something to Euclid, which is like 3 towns over from me. And it was like four. Either way. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, something thinking going up, comment down below, sub share. That helps me help you, help other people learn about physical media and selling it out on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.